Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming to you live on the LI Sports Network. We're at the Town of Oyster Bay Skating Center, day 2 of the New York Islanders High School Hockey League quarterfinal action. And we get things going with the number 1 versus the number 8, the Bellmore-Merrick Bulldogs, the top dogs, set to square off against the Plainview-Oyster Bay Island Trees Hawks. The Hawks coming off a extremely strong regular season, winning the Varsity Conference 2 regular season title and then dominating in the play-in round with a big victory over East Meadow. Bellmore-Merrick looking to bounce back and go back-to-back as they are the reigning, defending, not just Nassau County champions, but also champions of Long Island. And the journey back to that title starts here tonight. Travis Quigley here on the call. Joining me on color tonight is Brady Campbell, the crew below, Rowan Loddick, Anthony Papasadero, and Sam Musnick. And Brady, we've got a little under 2 minutes left in warm-ups here. What do you anticipate here in this first quarter final game as we've got the top dog facing off against the underdogs?
Yeah, well, the matchup certainly on paper looks daunting for this Plainview team, but I think this game has a little bit more than maybe meets the eye. Obviously, this Bellmore-Merrick team has just been dominant. They rolled through last season. This year, regular season, they only lost a few games, tied a couple games as well. They've just top to bottom have looked incredible. But this Plainview team, as you said, very resurgent this year. They have that underdog mentality. We ran into both teams' coaches before, and I think they're going to play a little bit loose tonight. I think we're in for a fun one.
Yeah, when you look at this Hawks side, this is just their second year in the varsity division. And you talk about progress, Brady. 5 wins last season in the Conference 2, and they bounced back this year. 11 wins. They pick up, as I mentioned, the win in the play-in round. And a chance to do what a lot of teams want to do is take down Bellmore-Merrick. As you mentioned, not going to be an easy task. A daunting matchup facing them as the Dogs wearing their white uniforms tonight on the home bench. Like I said, really want to make a statement here tonight as they begin that journey back to, hopefully for them, another NYIHSHL title and a chance to book a ticket in the Long Island Championship. The Hawks, they want to be the team to take them down. We've already had 2 teams book their ticket to the semifinals on Friday night down in Long Beach. Last night we had Manhasset picking up a 5-0 victory over Valley Stream, and then following that up, Syosset wanted to do the same. They shut out the Half Hollow Hills Hornets by a score of 4-0. So our number 3 seed and our number 4 seed, Brady, have already said we're going to Long Beach on Friday night for the semis. Warm-ups have just concluded, and we're going to find out soon who joins them. As mentioned, 1 and 8 set to go. 2 versus 7 later on. Long Beach and Bethpage to follow this game up. And I know we're super excited to be here for some playoff hockey.
Absolutely. You mentioned last night, of course, those games, the 4 seed versus 5, the 3 versus 6. Not that they weren't all that close, but we had 2 shutouts, dominant performances from the goaltending. I expect 2 big-time goalie tandems we have for both these teams in this first game here tonight. And I think if Udit Surrey can play how he's been playing all season, he can help keep his team in it. And it should be a fun one. We'll see how it goes. Playoff hockey is finally here. Quarterfinal round. Who's going to go to Long Beach? Doesn't get any bigger than this.
It does not. Like you said, Udit Surrey is going to be the starting netminder tonight for the Hawks. On the opposite side, it's going to be Henry Legalia. And Henry had 9 starts through the regular season. Brady, a 1.99 goals against average and a .901 save percentage. He was lights out.
That was absurd at this varsity level with the amount of teams in it, the amount of incredible talent offensively that we've seen top to bottom in this league. The goals against is just absolutely incredible. Of course, he has plenty of talent in front of him. So much defensive structure that the coaches of this Bellmore-Merrick team preach as well. Big reason why they got where they did last year and why they're right back here again. And they seem poised to go on another run to make it back-to-back.
This should be a fun night of hockey. This is going to be the first ever meeting between these 2 sides, these 2 programs, the Hawks and the Bulldogs. Bellmore-Merrick, a storied program here in Nassau County in the New York Islanders High School Hockey League. We've said it a couple times. Won the title last year. They've been to 3 straight championship finals, Brady. They're looking to make it 4 in a row. And they're going to start that journey in moments as the Hawks want to start their journey to being the first Varsity Conference 2 team to win an NYIHSHL title. Last year, there were 2 VC2 teams that had an opportunity to do it, Manhasset and East Meadow. Manhasset made it all the way to the semis before falling to this Bulldogs team. Plainview, the only VC2 team to make it this year. They're carrying the Conference 2 on their shoulders, and we are underway. It's the Dogs who control, and they'll dump it in to get things going. Played out front. Pops across, and Lee will skate it out. Daniel Lee to Robert Lee. He'll chip it into the corner. And Robert Lee throws a big hit early on here. Knocks Harrison Naraki down.
Well, that's the start that Plainview needed. They might try to bring more physicality too. They know, at least on paper, they're outmatched. We'll see how physical this game gets.
Shot from the outside. Goldman, that went off a stick. He'll race after it, collect in the corner. Cycles it down low. Chance here. Save made Surrey. Lucci trying to collect, had it poked away from him. And now looking to skate it up, Antonio DeRosa. He had a hat trick in the play-in game. DeRosa buzzing in wide. DeRosa with a chance, puts it over the net. Wow. What pace there from DeRosa.
Showing off the speed and the hands early. Oh, so close, just put it a little too high.
He has been a focal point for this Hawks team over the past couple of weeks. He's really elevated his game. I had the opportunity to speak to him after their win over Wantagh, and he said, we want to get this done. We believe in ourselves, we believe in our core, and we know we have the ability to win it all. And they're going to look to prove it here tonight as firing it across is Ari Klarfeld, skating into the zone with the biscuit to Stefano. He'll chip it in deep and throw it as it comes around the near side boards. Winslow on a stick check. Going to help the Hawks keep it in. Klarfeld walks and shoots. Stick save for Legalia. Winslow puts it off the post.
Look out there.
Hawks pressuring the Bulldogs early here, and Winslow keeps it in. Scooped up Caleb Cohen. He'll be forced into the corner. Cohen curls, knocked off the puck by Luskoff. Amax Vitale trying to clear, it's kept in. Luskoff will collect and skate it out himself. 2 minutes gone in the first. Luskoff settles and shoots, glove save for Judith Surrey. Hot start here for Plainview.
Yeah, and that first shot for Surrey, kind of the one you want as a goalie coming in on the rush from the outside. Not necessarily for Legali. It looked like maybe caught napping ever so slightly there on that backhand by Winslow from out of nowhere. Caught the outside of the post.
And the one shot that did hit the net was forced to make a stick save on it is Robert Lee trying to walk off the boards. He's taken down, but DeRosa takes the puck. DeRosa going to cut through the middle with a shot off a stick out of play. I'd like to see Antonio DeRosa in a fastest skater competition.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen, of course, that first chance only a couple seconds into the game. Created something almost seemingly out of nothing there, kind of a 1-on-3 rush. He was able to make a quick cut, get a shot away. Plainview's flying out of the gates here tonight.
There's one back to DeRosa. That shot blocked clean as Adelstein got in the lane. Max Adelstein dumps this puck in. First on it is going to be Cole Zinman. Zinman hooks it to the slot. Trying to settle it down is Felsberg. Moves it back to the point. That chance is blocked, and now it's a foot race. Racing in for the Hawks with a shot. Save made, rebound, put back in. They score! Who else but Daniel Lee? It's 1-0 Plainview. 2 minutes and 47 seconds into the game.
I mean, could you ask for a better start for Plainview-Old Bethpage? Daniel Lee, regular season, he had 25 goals, and he gets started as we look at the replay. Just a great play, throwing it on net at the very least, creating a rebound opportunity, and Lee beats the rest of the Bellmore-Merrick defenders down the ice and just jams that one into the back of the net. Looked like low blocker side there on Legalia. Huge start for the Hawks.
Bulldogs go forward off the faceoff. Surrey bats it out of the air. All starts with Papandrea blocking it at the blue line, and then instead of trying to pick top corner, he goes for the pop play. The pass off pad sets it up for Daniel Lee, who hammers it in, and it's 1-0 for Plainview here early in the first period. Bellmore trying to respond. Dump in, kicks off the wall. Comes back up to the hash marks. Taking the check there was Naraki. Thrown on goal. Surrey with the glove save. Ozone draw coming for Bellmore-Merrick. They needed that one. Quick response for themselves after giving up that goal.
Yeah, great response shift here from the Bulldogs. And as you kind of mentioned pregame, they've been here before. They weren't trailing a whole lot, but they certainly know how to come back with a solid shift. And back on that last goal, Papa Andrea, what a heady hockey IQ play. Another save there off the faceoff. Still a solid shift here for Bellmore-Merrick.
Yeah, for Bellmore. All about keeping the puck in the offensive zone right now, trying to slow down the Hawks, especially when the lead line is not out there. As Cohen is going to get tossed from this one. It's DeRosa who will step in to take it. And he pulls it to the boards for Winslow. Winslow, saucer pass across, well in front of Klarfeld, but it's going to force Luke Tepper to cut back and regroup for Bellmore-Merrick. And Klarfeld is all over him, just hounding the puck right now. Forces him behind the cage. Comes out the far side, fans on the pass to Lucci, but catches back up to it. Broken up by Winslow, who keeps it deep. Chipped ahead. Settled. And driving into the zone with a shot pad save. Rebound cleared out. Looking to go quickly here are the Dogs. It's Lucci. Cutting back upon the zone entry. That chance is blocked, and it comes back to neutral ice. And Papandrea takes it away. Papandrea cuts in beneath the goal line, moves it to the slot. Nobody home. Lucci dances a bit, forces it out to the red line. Robert Lee swings it back to regroup. Quick up, knockdown. Daniel Lee, D-to-D pass for the Bulldogs as they're trying to keep possession here. It's deflected by Luskoff, goes right on net, and Surrey will just take the stoppage.
Seems like now the game's starting to settle down maybe a little bit more neutral zone play, not as much rush offense as we saw right out of the gates, especially from Plainview.
You could tell both teams were really excited coming out of the gate, especially those Hawks. Like you said, things settling down a little bit. I think as time ticks on, it's going to be about who can be more even-keeled, not get too high, not get too low, as Luskoff from the bumper spot is denied by Judith Surrey. Around the net, that one taken away by Amax Vitali. Vitali gets it back, save made, Surrey. It's Robert Lee with the puck. Going to be forced back behind, now looks to skate. Dishes it to Daniel. Taking away Vitali, but puck rolled up on him. Puts it back off the wall for Luskoff. Quick cutback move. Slides it over. On the backhand shot, Vitali, save made. Rebound came out, but Luskoff couldn't bury. Lee will clear the zone. Bulldogs all over it right now. Driving back in with a chance. Tucking the shoulder. Deke doesn't go for Vitali.
What a look there for Vitali. Judith Surrey, you want to talk about locked in early, this Plainview team? Well, how about their netminder? A couple borderline grade A chances for Bellmore here. He's been up to the task each and every time so far.
Stefano off the boards. Lee puts it out. Yeah, you're 100% right. Judith Surrey, he's been phenomenal through the first 5, almost 6 minutes now of this hockey game. Is that one going to come off the official skate inadvertently up to the point? One timer is blocked. Getting in the lane there, Ben Starr. Back up top. Big blast. That goes wide. Surrey blew a tire in the blue paint there. He's trying to recover. He might have an equipment issue there. He checked down at his pad to see if there was something wrong. As the pass across, Starr does enough to get in the way of Jasak. Jackson Jasak looking to regroup things. Swings it back. Pass to the near side for Adelstein. Max Adelstein driven to the boards, puts it behind the net of Surrey. Jackson Austin trying to touch it up front, and it's taken away by DeRosa. Leads the rush once again. DeRosa driving in wide with a shot. Glove saved by Legalia. Rebound goes to the corner, and DeRosa scoops it again. DeRosa trying to find that passing lane up top for Klarfeld. Well wide there. Off the boards in the corner. Winslow cycles deep. Cohen takes a stick lift. Still gets the puck, though. Cohen plays it out front. Nobody there to receive that pass. Goldman collects and curls backwards. Rims it around for Felsberg, who just chips it out. Bellmore-Merrick trying to get a line change here. Dumping going to come off Cohen, but it works out as it pops right to Winslow. His shot is blocked. Jasak stacking the shin pads together there. Lucas Lucci drives in. Lucci trying to toe drag, poked away. Big hit thrown there. And it's Goldman got the better of Cohen on that one. Goldman cycles it around for Lucci. Pops out to the middle of the ice. Hawks trying to clear, Dogs trying to keep it in, they do. Second try on the clearing attempt. That will get out off the skate of Luke Tepfer. Klarfeld all over Tepfer. Tepfer cuts back in as the Dogs tagged up on time. DeRosa couldn't chip it past Lucci. Backhander, that will be cleared by Jamison McCotter. Quick up as the Hawks are trying to make a change. Numbers for the Dogs to the net. Missed by Goldman. Back out to the point. Walking the line, Tepfer, and it's taken away. Racing up the ice now, Robert Lee. Lee's knocked off the puck by a back-checking Gertler. Kept in, though. Toe drag Lee. Shot doesn't get there. Lucci got it with the skate. Comes out for DiStefano. He'll float it in as the Hawks tag up. 6:37 remaining in the first period. Legalia leaves it behind the net. Quick reverse and Tepfer off the wall for Lucci. Lucas Lucci over the blue line with it. Trying to find a shot, doesn't get it. Takes a check but keeps the puck. And it's taken away from him by Papandrea. Lucci delays, now dumps it back in. Surrey will come out to stop it. Plays it on the forehand and DiStefano pokes it over to his partner. Botkin puts it back around. And it's Daniel Lee. Lee hits DiStefano with the cross-ice pass. Almost picked off there. He'll shoot it right on net, and Legalia, not easy to handle there. Plays it out with no pressure. Over for Vitali. And it's kept in by Cohen, who stepped up on the blue line there.
Oh, look out.
Yeah, pass came in behind Sampagna. Dogs do a nice job backtracking to recover. Winslow holds it again, though. Simpkins off the boards. Puts it ahead, takes a bump. Hacked through the middle by Cohen. Comes to Vitali. He'll hit Luskov. Vitali for Luskov. Luskov with a wrist shot. And a glove save made by Judith Surrey.
Well, we went a while there without a whistle, and not quite the fast-paced start we saw, but the play definitely started to pick up the longer we went without a stoppage. Not a whole lot towards the net, though, but more zone time for Bellmore-Merrick, and then eventually Plainview able to get out of the zone and establish a little bit of an offense themselves as this game has kind of slowly allowed both teams to settle in.
Yeah, quick shot right off the draw there. And he said both teams have settled in the first 5 minutes for sure. They were run and gun, just blazing up and down the ice. Yeah, now teams are trying to settle into their systems a little bit.
Coaches were probably not loving the opening couple minutes.
For sure. Vitali to Luskov, backhanded towards the cage. No problem for Surrey. He'll hold on to it with 5:04 to go in the first period. Shots right now are 8-5 in favor of Bellmore-Merrick. But it's the Hawks in the lead. Daniel Lee on the goal. Papandrea picking up the apple with the pass-off pad play. Dogs trying to make a line change here as the home team. They do have that advantage of the last change, and I'm sure Coach Braglia is going to use it. Goldman and Lee line up for the draw. Lee wins it. Weak side wrap for Papandrea, trying to get a touch on it. He does, chips it out. Lucci got back, but Papandrea plugs the boards, and Papandrea just an engine that doesn't stop going. Moves it across for Lee, but the Dogs hound it on the back check and take it away. Goldman drives over the line, trying to get a shot. Stuff play, saves Surrey. It was poked free. Official lost sight of it. We get the whistle.
Another good rush there by this line from Bellmore-Merrick. But Plainview overall has done a decent job of allowing their goaltender to see the shots and even defending some outside shots, not really letting any grade A opportunities near the blue paint.
Pops up in the air, now a chance. Wrap try off the paddle of Surrey. It's still bouncing around, and the Hawks able to clear. High flip, that gets thrown down, no icing as it was in play, within reach of McCotter. Tries to reverse it, taken away, Lucci. That was really dangerous there, Brady.
That is, he's thanking his goalie after that one. Lucas Lucci, one of the prime players for this Bellmore-Merrick team, scored the Long Island championship winning goal over St. Anthony's, and he's picked up where he left off this season as well. You don't want to give him a grade A.
Yeah, he's a player that we know certainly elevates his game when the lights are the brightest. I said it right tonight. Maybe Kevin's my bad luck charm. I said it wrong with Kevin around. I said it right with you around. So I'm keeping you around, Brady.
I appreciate that.
Hawks chip it out again. Winslow humming through neutral ice trying to collect, but he's slowed down by Tepfer. And we'll get a stoppage as the puck popped into the Bulldog bench. 3:58 remaining in the opening frame. Still the Hawks with the lead.
Yeah, of course, being the major underdog in this game, the longer this game wears on with them leading or maybe eventually tied, but they got to be pretty pleased here with the opening 15 so far, about 12 minutes to be exact.
Tepfer in with a lot of pace. Drop pass for Vitale. He stick handles through, but the backhander goes over the net. Naraki walks the line, lets it go. Stick save for Surrey, pushes it away. Tepfer will put it back to the corner. That's slowed up and cleared out. This will be an icing called after DeStefano sent it 200 feet.
Be a little bit careful here now if you're Plainview-Old Bethpage. Both teams, of course, able to make changes with the icing here in the NYIHSHL, but don't want to get caught running around your own zone here late in the period ahead by 1.
No, we know these dogs can score. It's only a matter of time as Goldman got the pass off the skate. Looks to hook it up to the point. That shot again, fought off by Surrey. J-Sack keeping it low. It's a battle on the half wall. In to help it out, Robert Lee. It pops out for Goldman. Surrey's going to put it off the paddle as Gertler tried to center it once more. That will be cleared by Daniel Lee. And another icing going against the Hawks. And now I think we see a couple icings in a row. The relentless pressure and ozone time established by Bellmore-Merrick starting to be a factor in this game.
Yeah, and Plainview right now lucky they could get those changes in, so fatigue isn't the biggest factor in that regard, but obviously Bellmore-Merrick can really build some momentum here, and that goes from line to line. As they make a line change here, we'll see if this line can find the back of the net to get this game tied.
From the point, big kick off the dasher back in front, and Surrey was able to keep it out. It comes back up top to the point. That goes off the skate of Pasquariello, who's trying to set the screen. At the point again, unable to hold the line was Steven Simpkins. Chipped in by Cohen. Winslow will be F1. Carasquillo met by Winslow in the corner. Dogs get it out quickly, and Vitale springing ahead. It's a race for the puck. He'll cut back, defended by DeRosa. Turns it back door. They score! Pasquariello knocks it up for the Dogs. 1-1. 2:29 to go in the first.
And instead, Plainview able to clear it out, and it's the rush. It's Vitale. What a play by Amax Vitale. Catches up to it. He doesn't force it. Looks over his options and throws it back door. Perfect pass.
Like you said, he could have forced the backhand shot right here. Not a bad place to shoot from, but instead he peels back, waits for some help, and just sneaking back door with the stick down. Pasquariello to tie it up for Bellmore-Merrick. That's a big-time goal late in the first, and like I said, you kind of sensed it was coming, Brady.
Absolutely here. Important 2.5 minutes, especially for Plainview.
Robert Lee chips and chases. He's stopped up by Noraki. Let's see if that elevates the Hawks game back up a little bit. Goldman driving in, and we'll see if Bellmore can take that momentum after that goal. Up to the point, back down the wall for Lucci. Lucci curls, trying to find a shot. He's got nothing yet. Goes back to the point with it. Noraki, that's deflected. Goes out of play off the stick of Goldman.
Yeah, wrong netting there for Bellmore-Merrick, but we saw for a brief second Robert Lee flying shot out of a cannon, but Bellmore-Merrick comes right down, generates some more offense, getting a lot of traffic in front of Udit Surrey, and if you're going to beat them, it's either going to pretty much have to be like what we saw with the goal or getting traffic in front of the net.
100%. 100%. As the Hawks, crucial D-zone win there on the face-off. It's played across to Winslow. Winslow trying to cut through the middle of the ice. No shot as it's poked off his stick by Noraki. Great play from the Dogs defenseman there. 2-on-2 rush. To the slot. Dropped off. One-timer goes wide for Jackson Austin. Might have went off a stick. What a chance there. Cohen clears the zone. Quick up Naraki, went through the skates of Adelstein. Wrapping it around was Klarfeld. Kept in Tepfer. Foot race for this loose puck. Once again, held by Naraki. He'll get the return feed. He shoots over the head of Surrey. Tepfer races to keep it in. He does. Comes down behind the net. Big hit thrown by Botkin. And it, just came outside as we enter the final minute. Naraki thought he held the zone, but linesman deemed that it came out.
Ryan Felsberg there ran into a freight train behind the net, popped up immediately, but had his head down there for a moment and got caught up high. But strong pressure again from Bellmore-Merrick. Plainview just trying to get to the horn here in the final minute.
Face-off won by Bellmore-Merrick. Lee takes it off the skate, off the boards now. Luskoff gets to it first and hits Vitale. Unable to beat DeRosa. Turning it back north is Robert Lee. It goes across Papandrea on the dump-in. Daniel Lee, stick lift. His pass ramps up a stick, continues all the way across, and Bellmore clear. Botkin off the wall. Lee trying to fend off that pressure, swings it back to Botkin. 22 seconds left. Luskoff's F1. Wraps it around for Papandrea. Vitale holds the line. Came off a shin pad, though. This dump down, icing's waved off. Zinman back for it. 10 seconds to go. He'll swing it D to D. Gets it returned to him behind the net. One more time up. And Lee trying to pick it off. That does enough just to end the period. And after 15 minutes of hockey, Brady, 1-1 the score. Hawks get the scoring started. Daniel Lee assisted by Papandrea on the pass-off pad play. And then late, we get a goal from Carasquillo. And I mean, it was really Vitale who made that play happen. Just like I could say kind of for the Hawks, it wasn't the goal scorer who made the play, it was the man who started it who made the play. It was really Papandrea for the Hawks who got the whole thing started, and Vitale for the Dogs who got it started for them on each of those goals.
Yeah, two big-time hockey IQ plays right there. There's a reason both these teams are where they're at, but if you're Plainview-Old Bethpage Island Trees, you got to be pretty happy with the period. Ice was tilted at times for Bellmore-Merrick. They didn't allow too many dangerous chances, per se, and of course one of them found the back of the net. But overall, 1-1. You had a 1-0 lead for a good majority of that period, but you got to keep it going for Bellmore-Merrick. Got to start building confidence here after finally getting that game tied late.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you kind of saw after that goal, you saw everyone on the bench kind of elevated. There was more energy. There was more life to them. For the Hawks, they came out of the gate flying. And you got to wonder maybe a little bit of an emotional dump at the beginning of the game with how high they could have gotten. They scored that early goal to take the lead. And as I mentioned early on, it's, about both teams being able to stay even-keeled. Playoff hockey, emotions tend to run high. You can't get too high or too low depending on what transpires throughout the course of the game. It takes 45 minutes from the start of the drop of the puck till that final buzzer sounds to determine the winner. Game's not played on paper. So, I mean, 1-1, I think you ask a lot of people if it's going to be 1-1 after 15 minutes, they would not be having that on their bingo card.
Absolutely not, and that's why you play the games, as you said. We talk about on paper. A lot of people think this could be a borderline blowout, but definitely for sure, you cannot count out this Plainview team, especially since we've seen a lot of them this season. If you watch a lot of Plainview games, you know that this team can play with the best of them.
Certainly. And second period is underway here at the Town of Oyster Bay Skating Center. Travis Quigley on the call, Brady Campbell on color commentary for us. The Hawks won the draw, but a quick turnover forced by Bellmore-Merrick. Lucci playing the body, keeps the puck trapped in his feet. It pops out, shot hits the outside of the net. Lucci knocks it off the back of the cage. The Dogs are humming right now, early in the middle frame. Up to the point, Naraki, deflected, saves Surrey. Puck is still free. Both sides trying to dig it out. We get the whistle.
And this is the Bellmore-Merrick team that we know, flying out of the gates here in the second. They get that point shot. Udit Surrey standing on his head in that sequence right there. Got the benefit of the doubt. Looked like he may have had it covered for a moment before it came loose with the whistle.
Shots were 11-5 in the first period for the Dogs. Already 2-0 here, just 28 seconds in with that quick attempt. And I apologize. I said during intermission it was Carasquillo, our goal scorer. It was Pasquariello. I got my Ellos mixed up.
It's all good. It's all good. You're already off to a better start than last night, according to yourself at least.
Got to be your own harshest critic, right?
Of course.
Chipped out, and we're going to have a face-off after that whistle that will stay inside the Hawks zone. Only 41 seconds have gone by in this second period, but I don't think you could ask for a better start to it if you're Bellmore-Merrick. They're buzzing right now.
Yeah, I guess maybe a goal, but they've done everything right up until that point.
Lucci and Lee for the face-off. Lucci trying to go forward, and it's Robert Lee who slows him up, and he'll carry out instead. Broken up by Tepfer. He runs into Lee. Poked out. It's Papandrea now. Papandrea gets hooked, and the first penalty of the game is going on Bellmore-Merrick.
And just like that, Plainview comes back the other way. A little hit from Robert Lee frees up the puck. Papandrea there. Looked like he was maybe trying to get it across to the trailer here and could not with the hook. So first power play. Plainview-Old Bethpage, they survived that early attack from Bellmore-Merrick and the chance to regain the lead.
Goldman to the box, 2 for hooking. I feel like it took a while to get our first whistle in the first period. We've had 3 whistles, not even a minute in here.
Yeah, this second period a little bit more choppy to start, but plenty of chances too.
Hawks win the face-off, a D-to-D pass to DeRosa. DeRosa, Cohen, Robert and Daniel Lee, and Matty Winslow on the ice. DeRosa shoots, deflected down Lee. I think he broke his stick in the process. Yep, there it is. I heard it. He was still holding on to it because he thought he had something, but. So Klarfeld's going to jump on for him while he tries to get a backup stick. And we got a Let's Go Bulldogs chant going here. As Cohen is knocked to the ice by Luskoff. Luskoff with a shot. Surrey turns it away. Vitale on a stick lift takes it. Vitale rolling, drops it back to neutral ice. And Carasquillo plays it across D-to-D as the Bellmore-Merrick Bulldogs drain some time. DeRosa knocks it down, and he'll walk in. DeRosa forced behind the net. Moves it up top. It's Daniel Lee. Back for DeRosa. He walks and shoots over the net with it. Cohen on the keep-in. That one through traffic. Saved by Legalia. Winslow trying to move it out front for Robert Lee. Pops to Daniel Lee at the point. DeRosa gets the pass. Goes back to Lee. Has to settle it down. Swings it over to Cohen. Cohen, bumper spot. Shot. Score! Robert Lee on the power play. 2-1 Hawks.
Well, there you go. It's the new stick. Robert Lee at the very beginning of the power play breaks the stick. Didn't realize it at first. Had to be replaced for a moment. Gets back on the ice and just great puck movement there. The Lees have been dominant here so far to start. Daniel Lee gets it down low. Eventually it works its way to Robert. Perfect shot over the glove. And how about this start so far? First a little over 1 period here from Plainview. They got to be feeling it a little bit after that goal.
That's a great passing play as Lee popped into the bumper spot, got open, and made no mistake on the wrist shot, beating Legalia there. 2-1 lead. Dogs right back on the attack, trying to respond. Tepfer to the net, and Surrey with the breadbasket save.
As expected, the Bulldogs coming right back with an opportunity, and this is where Plainview's going to be tested. They get another lead, coming right back. Are the Bulldogs, can they stave off this pressure and maybe get some opportunities again of their own?
Right of Surrey. It's one towards the boards. Jackson Austin trying to turn a shot, and it was broken up by DeStefano. Comes back with Jackson Austin. Middle with it. Broken up there once more. Stick in the lane was Papandrea. DeStefano leading the rush now as it's poked off to the corner. Tepfer drives him to the wall. Jackson Austin trying to play 200 feet here. He'll up out his defense behind the net and now leads the breakout. Gaining the red, dumping it in deep. Surrey keeps the puck moving. McCotter wraps it around hard to the weak side. Tepfer stops it up with the stick. Poked away from him. Jackson Austin, though, following him up on the blue line. Keeps it in. That's deflected. Surrey! Not an easy save, but he makes it. What a shift from Jackson Austin there, Brady.
Austin flying on that shift, and Ryan Felsberg parks himself in front, and just a pass kind of from the low half wall there. He's able to get his stick on it. Udit Surrey with another big save, keeping his team in front here early in period 2.
And it was the Bulldogs who started the second period so hot, and then they take that penalty, and it's the Hawks who score. And now it's the Dogs who, again, got to kind of climb off the back foot a little bit and tie this game up once more after an early period Hawks goal.
Yeah, and of course, what's probably the biggest way to kill your own momentum is a penalty, and big one right there, and credit to Plainview. They had a good start to it. Then it looked like maybe a couple shorthanded looks for Bellmore, but Plainview settled it down, came back the other way, set up their offense, and went back in front.
Dogs keep it in. It's Lucci walking around the net. Lucci goes up top to the point. That shot is blocked by Papandrea. Lee trying to chip it ahead. Great play by Noah Carasquillo.
Might have been a goal saver.
Papandrea stays onside, goes back across in the skates of Daniel Lee. My goodness, if that was on his tape, he had a clean look. Around for Goldman. Goldman hits Lucci. Batted away by DeRosa. That one's poked ahead, and now it's DeRosa, who's trying to turn up ice. He'll be forced to curl back. Broken up, taken away there. Gertler forced to the corner by DeRosa. He'll move it to the point. Carasquillo goes back low. 10:45 to go in the first. Redirects try. Save there on Lucas Lucci. Knocked down Papandrea. He'll wheel out, skating east to west. Trying to poke it in deep. He's slowed down right in front of his own bench. Lucci comes back to get it. Hawks trying to make a line change here. Carasquillo ahead, and is poked in by Goldman. Klarfeld first back to touch. Sends it up the wall. Jumps over Goldman's stick. Carasquillo settles it down. Deflected! They score! It's Chase Goldman out in front, and we're tied up at 2!
And the Bulldogs come right back, tilting the ice a bit once again. Hawks couldn't really do much, got a couple clears, but they bring it in, they get it deep, cycle it out to the point. Just get some traffic in front. They have, looks like a 2-on-1 down low, 2 players there. Goldman gets the stick on it though, and only so much that Surrey could do, but another big, this time very quick response from the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that redirection sent it the other way on Surrey. And that leads to a tie game here. 10 minutes to go in period 2. Great response from Bellmore-Merrick as Luskoff racing ahead. He's taken down, and the Bulldogs are going on the power play.
It's like it's Klarfeld that's going to go here. Just kind of a battle up the ice, holding the call. Klarfeld, though, trying to catch the speed there and only forced into a penalty. And now Bellmore-Merrick's potent power play gets their first shot at taking the team's first lead of the game.
A great opportunity for Bellmore-Merrick. As you know, a power play goal here is going to light the roof off that student section and the bench in front of us. But instead, right off the draw, it's Daniel Lee who was trying to create some offense. He was able to rush it out. Surrey plays it for McCotter. McCotter cuts around, rims it, and Lee will just chip it out to the red line. Quick up Lucci's got to wait for Luskoff to tag. Lucci decides to cut back. Lee pressuring. He's going to force him to go all the way into his own zone. And now Lucci with a quick spin. He's able to beat Daniel Lee and carry up the ice. He'll drop it off for Goldman, our most recent goal scorer. Rims it around for Lucci. Lucci trying to walk off the boards. In behind the net, out front. Hacked away by Robert Lee in the nick of time.
Klarfeld loving that defensive stand there. A dangerous centering pass.
Luskoff going to lead this rush now. Driving in with a chance. Luskoff to the middle, and Surrey takes it off the Hawks logo on his jersey.
So a little bit of daylight there, blocker's side, but a quick cut from Luskoff. Didn't really have time to pick his spot. put it right into that Hawk logo. Another big save for Surrey halfway through this penalty.
Shots are 8-1 in this second period, Brady, in favor of Bellmore-Merrick. The one shot for the Hawks was a goal. Vitali behind the net, spins, keeps possession, and will sauce it up top. Naraki back for Vitali. Goes to Naraki. He'll walk and shoot, deflected down! They score! Jordan Luskoff on the power play! 3-2 Dogs!
Well, they do it again. Luskoff parked right in front, low slot. They get it out towards the line. Perfect redirection there. Gets it cleanly right down towards the blocker side. Beats Surrey again. Back-to-back redirection goal for the Dogs. Power play goal, and now this is where the Hawks are really tested. First time trailing tonight. Still a little more than half the hockey game to go. Can they stifle the momentum here of the Dogs?
You're 100% right. Here is where the test really comes out for Plainview as Cohen racing in, trying to generate a chance. He's driven to the ice. Jackson Austin collects the puck and starts to lead the breakout, but he blows a tire. Winslow trying to put it ahead for Klarfeld. Came off his skate and wheeling back north with it is Adelstein. Big time goal right there for Jordan Luskoff, and you mentioned it earlier too. It's going to be tough for them to beat Surrey clean, and they haven't beat him clean. First goal, a backdoor pass. The next two deflections in front. Played around for Klarfeld. He'll reverse it for DeRosa. DeRosa, he sees a lane, and he's going to take it. Slides it to Winslow now as Jackson Austin got the angle right on him. It's poked back, and it comes to Cohen. Swings it over. Botkin to DeRosa. Taken away. Pass just misses the stick of Austin. It'll be jumped by Zinman. It'll carry in onside. Winslow forces it off the stick. DeRosa cuts across the middle and has it knifed away from him. Stays with it though, clears out to neutral ice. Half the game gone, half of it to go. 3-2 lead, Bellmore-Merrick outside to Goldman. He shoots! No goal! Hit the crossbar! From the point, it's covered by Surrey!
Oh, that's as close as it gets. The student section, the bench, they thought it went. See if we get another look at it here. The ref all over it as well. Hard to tell if it went in.
Left of Surrey here. Face off one back by Goldman. Lucci to Goldman, up top to the point. It's Noraki. That gets through, but hits the back wall. Down to the goal line with it. It's gonna pop off the stick of Gertler. He's trying to stay on the attack. Lee goes off the boards. DeStefano collects. And DeStefano's taken down. Another power play coming up for the Hawks here. Both officials with their arms up. And it's a tripping call going way of the Dogs.
Tough break for the Bulldogs. Close call down one end, inches from getting the first 2-goal lead for either side and then taking a tripping call. And now this 1-for-1 Hawks power play going back on the attack. We mentioned they only have, one, maybe 2 shots so far in this period. Still one. It did find the back of the net on the power play. Next goal, either way in this game, a massive one.
And they win the face-off. Over to DeRosa. DeRosa goes back to Cohen. Cohen settles things down. Lee's going to pop to the point. Daniel Lee gets it in the corner. Robert Lee kind of the floater here on this power play as Daniel Lee carries up top. He'll leave it for Cohen. Cohen returns for Daniel. One-timer's blocked. Right to Cohen. He'll go through the seam. DeRosa got to settle it down, bouncing a lot. And he just throws it back to the point. Missed the stick of Daniel Lee, and now the Hawks have to reset completely.
Yeah, he took a look over his shoulder. That puck just on the edge, that pass when he let it go, and some perhaps miscommunication as well.
And Luskoff helps force a turnover. Goldman short-handed. Big stop by Surrey.
Yeah, and even popping up to his feet here in the box, Luke Tepfer kind of a similar spot to where they just hit the crossbar moments ago. Surrey gets a piece with the shoulder. Now an offensive zone draw, though, for a very potent shorthanded team as well in Bellmore-Merrick.
Bulldogs not afraid to take chances on the penalty kill, as you see right there. And, you know, it helped the Hawks that they won the offensive zone draw to start the power play, but didn't help that it came all the way back for them, and now they have to break out once again. DeRosa's going to lead this breakout. He's going to carry and just shoot it right away, and Legalia will snag it with the glove hand.
Not a terrible move there. Kind of forced to the outside, get it on goal, see what happens. Take the offensive zone face-off here. They still got 1 minute halfway through the power play here.
3-2 lead, Bellmore-Merrick. Comes back for Cohen. He'll hesitate, move it down the boards. Gets it back from Lee. Has to reach for it, keeps it in. Slides it to Robert Lee. Now it's Cohen. Cohen floats it to the net. Save Legalia. Clear to the corner. DeRosa settles it down. He'll move it up top for Cohen. Cohen across. It's Lee. Robert Lee walks and shoots. And another glove save for Legalia. 37 seconds left on the power play. 5:25 remaining in period 2. It's a 3-2 lead for Bellmore-Merrick.
Yeah, no, Rocky maybe screening his goaltender a little bit there out high, defending Lee. Great tracking by Legalia to pick that one up and get it with the glove. As it looks like we have our teams for our next matchup rolling in too, getting ready to go for game 2.
The Long Beach Marines currently walking past the Bellmore-Merrick student section, which I'm not sure if we drew that one up correctly. As that comes around, Hawks trying to possess here. Luskoff clears 200 feet. Surrey will come out and stop it, moves it to Cohen. Vitale applying light pressure right now as the puck is now swung to Lee. Poked away from him, Cohen there backing him up. Luskoff just all over it here on this PK. Robert Lee trying to poke it in as he couldn't handle the pass. Cohen plays it across to DeRosa, and the Dogs successfully kill off the penalty. Hawks go to 50% on the power play tonight. DeRosa backhands it in, stopped up, and a high flip back down by Jasak. Papandrea just trying to clear with pressure on from Luskoff. Chipped ahead, Winslow trying to put it deep. Vitale all over. That one was knocked down by Tao. Or pardon me, that was Gindy. Back ahead, trying to dump that one in. It was Pasquariello. Starr slides it middle. Papandrea with a wrist shot that's blocked by Jasak. Jasak goes off the glass and swooping in with speed, Sean Gertler. Gertler buzzing into the zone. Gertler can't get a shot through. The poke check from DeStefano. 4 minutes to go in period 2. 3-2 lead. Out of the corner. Chance there. Denied was Pasquariello looking for his second of the night. Backhand clears the zone. Quick regroup for Bellmore-Merrick as they're trying to settle back into their game at 5-on-5, and Tepper's going to split through a couple. Tepper looking for the passing lane for Noraki. That's blocked, but Naraki's going to step into this one. Walks it in and shoots over the net. Pops back in front. It's with Lucci in the corner. Lucci trying to make the move around Gindy. Takes the bump. Lucci walks off the wall. He shoots. Stick save, Surrey. Knocked out of the air. Now it's DeStefano just trying to clear the zone. Lucci gets it with the glove. Drives down the boards, gets it back from Gertler. It's Lucci around the net. 3 minutes to go in the period. Lucci to the point. Naraki walks and fires. Blocked shot by Starr. Off the back of the net, McCutter. He's going to clear. It's knocked down by Naraki. Hawks going to desperately try to make a quick change if they can. They're able to get 3 fresh bodies out there. Goldman hits Lucci. Lucci, no shot. Thanks to that back check from Klarfeld. He'll turn and shoot that one, and Klarfeld blocks it. He clears now. It's a foot race. Cohen on his horse trying to beat Naraki to it. Naraki gets there in time. Klarfeld trying to poke it away from him now. Off the boards, it comes back. It's McCotter. For DeRosa. Trying to return it to McCotter. That pass hit Klarfeld. It almost created a chance for Chase Goldman. It's flipped into the Bellmore-Merrick bench with 2:12 to go in the second period.
Another long ways without a whistle there, and for a moment the student section reacted, kind of a not so dangerous looking bounce towards the side of the net. Looked like maybe a few Bulldogs thought the puck may have went in as well, but credit to them. They've had plenty of close calls here. They've really tilted the ice. Hawks just trying to escape this period, and still 2 minutes left, perhaps look for a chance of their own.
D-to-D pass, one-timer, that's deflected, but goes wide. Another dangerous deflection there. Back to the point. Simpkins shot blocked. Under 2 remaining. Winslow couldn't get it out. Punched away. Surrey trying to dive on it. He does. Cohen takes exception to that extra poke from Jackson Austin. The official says we're good here. I'm not calling a penalty on either of you. We're going to keep playing hockey.
And Surrey not taking any chances on the rebound. That's really the first of any post-whistle rough stuff we've seen tonight, and nothing crazy. So official's gonna let them play on here, but see if the Plainview-Old Bethpage Island Trees Hawks can hang on. They proved they can hang in there with the best through almost these first full 2 periods. But another goal here from Bellmore-Merrick can be a backbreaker going into the third.
Shots are 11-4 right now, as it's one forward to Lee. Lee over the line with a shot. Breadbasket save for Legalia, but I think the Hawks will take the offensive zone faceoff here, Brady.
Yeah, especially considering they haven't really done a whole lot these last few minutes. Get to regroup here with a draw deep in your opponent's end. Maybe set something up off the faceoff if Lee could win it.
One to the boards by Robert Lee. Daniel was engaged in battle, and it's going to be forced out by Luskoff. Swings it over to Vitale. Vitale drags, opens up, and shoots, and it's a save by Surrey. Vitale trying to get his own rebound, driven to the boards by Lee. Up to the point. Save made. Popped free, though. Right there, Botkin to clear it off the line. Papandrea swings it ahead. Daniel Lee now trying to gain a step. Daniel Lee driven to the boards. Robert keeps it in. Daniel has it. Hits Robert all alone in front. Walks in. Big save, Legalia. Back in front. Up to the point. DeRosa on the keep-in. Floats it to Botkin. Botkin off the glass. That pass is blocked by Tepper. Inside the final minute now. Robert Lee on the keep-in. Off the skate of Luskoff. He dives to poke it to the corner. Naraki up the wall. Taken by Lee. Robert Lee to Daniel off a skate in the corner again. DeRosa pinches. Keeps it in. DeRosa walks and shoots. That's blocked. Diving Tepper.
Huge block for Tepper. This one looks like it's going to be an icing. Close call there as it's slowed up, but what a shift here from Plainview, and a huge chance for Robert Lee looking for his second. Kind of ran out of room there, and what a save by Legalia, keeping his team in front. But
I
boy,
think
Plainview
if Legalia sits
away.
back in his crease there, Lee is going to go upstairs, and he tried to go upstairs. He got stopped because Henry pushed out to the top of his blue paint and challenged him, made it extremely difficult. Only thing I think he really could have done is maybe slide it 5-hole, but when you're in that tight and game's moving that fast, it's hard to process. Goldman over the blue, offside on the Dogs as they had a 3-on-2 look here.
Yeah, and they went back to the trailer there, which was Lucci. Dangerous rush. Hawks catch maybe perhaps a little bit of a break. 16.9 left in the period, and big 16.9 seconds right here in this game.
Crucial right here. As the faceoff's one to the boards, Lucci will take a step into the zone with it. Trying to chip it past DeStefano. He slows him down. It's in his skates, under 10 now. Lucci digs it out. Poked away from him. And this one is cleared out to neutral ice. That'll do it for the second. But the Dogs will walk into the second intermission with a 3-2 advantage over the Hawks. Again, if you told people that this was going to be a one-goal game after 30 minutes of hockey, Brady, I don't think they would have been expecting it. Before we get to your analysis, though, on the second period, if you didn't tune in last night, we have a new partnership to announce. We're excited to announce LISN has partnered with Clean Hit Athletics. They have provided our athletes with exclusive Player of the Game towels. They are sponsoring our post-game Player of the Game interviews, and each POG will receive one of these towels. Wipe off the sweat, keep it in the bag, clear the snow off the skates after a game. Big thank you to Clean Hit Athletics. Make sure you scan the QR code on your screen, check out all their stuff, and make sure you give them a follow on social media. Pretty quality towel.
Oh, yeah, these things are beautiful. I'm hanging this up if I were to win it. I ain't touching that. But, yeah, these are awesome. And they'll go out to our player of the games, as Travis said.
So, super excited. Big shout out once again to Clean Hit Athletics, providing our players of the game with those awesome towels. Now, Brady, before we get to the third period, 3-2 lead for the Dogs over the Hawks. We'll start with the team in the lead, Bellmore-Merrick. What do they got to do to lock this down over 15 minutes?
I think pretty much play the way they've been playing. They've been trailing at times, but they have tilted the ice. They've had a few unfortunate breaks, a crossbar, and there if they want to get some more goals to extend this lead. As we know, 2 of the 3 have come on redirect. Late push, they came oh so close to tying it. They've proven they can play with the best. Now it's time, can they beat them? Because they are right there, and they have an opportunity to pull off one of the biggest upsets we've seen in quite some time.
Yes, absolutely, and I'm sure there's some people in the chat, people at home watching right now, rooting for the Cinderella story. I know we got some Dogs fans in the chat rooting for them to continue their quest for back-to-back titles. And we've got 15 minutes here, a 3-2 hockey game. Also, throughout this third period, get in the chat. Let us know who should be getting that player of the game towel when this game expires. Leave your vote in the comments for us. We're going to sift through and help pick the winner out. As the Hawks win the draw to kick off the third period, they dump it in, get on the forecheck. Bellmore-Merrick possess. Plugging the boards, though, it's Lee who takes it away. Lucci drops down to help. He'll have possession now for Bellmore-Merrick. Lucas Lucci, a lot of speed. Cuts through the middle of the ice. It's Lucci with a shot that's blocked by McCotter. DeStefano flips it ahead. This one a bit too far from Robert Lee. A D-to-D pass, and Naraki goes back to Tepfer. Tepfer trying to split through. A little bit too far in front. And now trying to weave into the zone was Daniel Lee. Had it knifed away. Going across to Papandreou off the stick of Lucci. Back with McCotter. Hard off the boards. Goldman on the stick lift. Turns back north. Goldman slides it through under the stick of Gertler. Robert Lee unable to chip it out. Numbers here for Bellmore-Merrick down low. Quick touch pass, and the shot is blocked by a diving DeStefano.
Could that get any more dangerous? Pretty much a 3-on-1 down low. Quick little give and go play, and DeStefano all by his lonesome. The only thing between the back of the net and of course Judith Surrey, who if it gets by DeStefano, there's still a decent chance Judith Surrey stops it. But what a defensive stand.
Hawks are going to need Surrey to be their best player in this third period to keep the Dogs off the scoreboard the rest of the way as they look to tie this one up. We had Manhasset pick up a 5-0 win last night. Syosset a 4-0 win over Valley Stream and Half Hollow respectively as Vitali rolls through. So our number 3 and number 4 seeds have already booked their ticket to Friday night semifinal. Who is going to join them in this 1 versus 8 matchup? We got 2 versus 7, Long Beach and Bethpage, coming up next following the completion of this game. DeRosa trying to put it around for Botkin. He's beat to the puck by Pasquariello. Out to this high slot. And Surrey with the stick save on Vitali. Surrey's going to glove that one, just take the whistle, try to calm things down here for Plainview. As 2 minutes into the third, it's been all Bellmore-Merrick so far.
Well, win or lose for this Bulldogs team, they're going to be seeing some of these opportunities in their nightmares tonight. Judith Surrey has just been unbelievable. Another point-blank robbery in the slot.
Face-offs one back to DeRosa. DeRosa trying to put it up the boards. Too much pressure on, though. Bellmore-Merrick keep it deep. Cohen swings back to help. And he'll cut through the middle, chip it ahead for Winslow. Winslow is out. He'll dump it right in. Legalia trying to dive just to punch it away.
A little dangerous there.
Super dangerous, and that one went wide. If it was on net, that might have been a lot scarier. Out of the zone is Felsberg. Felsberg floats it towards the cage, and Surrey will stop it as DeRosa boxes out Austin.
Another fairly choppy start to the period, exactly 2.5 in. A lot of whistles here so far, and it seems like already a much better period from the Hawks. Not that they played bad periods coming into this one, but they're not letting Bellmore-Merrick get too many opportunities. Of course, Vitale had that one chance from the slot, but they've done a great job keeping them to the outside. The problem is when they go back to the point, clearing out the front of the net.
Taken away from Lee out front. One-timer glove save. Udit Surrey on Lucas Lucci.
It's like he was trying to go upstairs there. I'm not sure if he got quite as much on it as he wanted to. Looked like he was maybe fluttering a little bit. But you cannot give up that opportunity to Lucci.
All over it. Right off the draw out front, though, was Lee to intercept. Drops it for Papandrea. It comes outside for Robert Lee. Robert Lee with a shot fought off by Legalia. Came off the glass behind the cage. Daniel Lee pokes it back deep. Off the wall, cleared out for Goldman, who goes across to Gertler. Gertler trying to handle that pass, fighting through 2 defenders as it bounces all the way into the corner. Stick lift, and off the glass and out for Robert Lee. Racing down Tepfer, icing called here.
And this is the line that has generated, as expected, the most offense for the Hawks, creating another almost opportunity there. But, oh boy, Robert Lee, that's a tough chance there late in the second that he got robbed on. But the Hawks, they can't dwell on that. Still an opportunity here, but once again, the Dogs doing a great job. They're tilting the ice just enough here. And of course, if you play north with the lead, that's the best way to claim the victory.
Surrey makes the save, paddles it away. Winslow pokes this one out. It gets past Sinman. And Cohen all over it. Cohen with a chance. He's denied. Henry Legalia standing tall.
And Legalia, because of how good this team has been playing, he hasn't been tested as much in this period, which could prove to potentially be his downfall. Not this time. How about that speed there to create that opportunity? But Legalia all over it.
Like you said, great burst of speed from Cohen.
Unbelievable. But Legalia gets big in the net there, comes out to the top of his crease, and makes that one look pretty easy.
Right of Legalia for the faceoff. Gindy wins it. Gindy takes it to the goal line. Centering pass. Doesn't get through as Luskoff knocks him to the ice. Big hit thrown by Jordan Luskoff. Over to Vitale. Trying to dangle through. He lost the puck. Unable to keep the line, Carasquillo. Back to Vitale. Knifed away by McCotter. Pops to DeRosa. He's looking to skate. You hear it immediately yelled from the Bulldogs bench. Cut him off. Don't give him ice. We saw early on what DeRosa can do with it. McCotter. He's going to hit DeRosa now. Trying to go across. That came off the stick, I believe, of Warren Chang. And it bounces back into the defensive zone for Plainview. Luskoff trying to turn it to the net. McCotter with the block. He'll clear. Icing going to be called here on Plainview once more. 10:33 to go in the third period.
Already, I believe, 3 icings now on Plainview in this period, and they've done a good job of not letting that get to them on fire a little bit here in this third period. Almost 5 minutes gone and moving.
Back to the point, and that one is caught and held by Udit Surrey.
And then the other side for Plainview, that clock has got to feel like it's only at 28 seconds right now, but still plenty of time left in this hockey game. But Bellmore-Merrick, just like we said at the top of the broadcast, they've been here before. They're playing like it right now.
Hawks get it out right away. Papandrea pinned up against the wall with Tepfer. Both sides trying to dig it free. 3 Dogs, 2 Hawks. Comes out to the middle of the ice for Daniel Lee. He'll swing it back to Botkin. Quick touch over, and it comes all the way back across for Daniel Lee. Roberts driving the net. Daniel's going to walk in, shoot. Henry with the glove stop.
Another opportunity, outside chance, but opportunity nonetheless from this Lee line. Papandrea there, the trailer as well. I was wondering if Lee would try to drop it off to him. Another offensive zone faceoff here. Teams kind of trading O-zone draws to start this period.
Dogs do get it out. Klarfeld, though, taking possession back. Quick chip ahead. Cohen trying to dump this in. It's knocked down and played back north by Tepfer. Goldman fires it deep. Again, punched out front, but that came off for Judith Surrey there with 9:44 to go.
We talked about Legalia, too. Judith Surrey in the regular season, only a 2.16 goals against. So this is, as expected, awesome. I mean, close, but as expected, we have an absolute goalie duel here right now in this quarterfinal round.
Chipped out right away by Cohen. Winslow trying to battle through, poked back north by the Dogs. Shot through traffic, save made, Surrey. Right back with the man who shot it. Ryan Felsberg swings it to the point. That gets through off a body and hits the glass. Racing out with it. Cohen trying to drag wide. Good stick check from Simpkins. Back out of the zone. Come Bellmore-Merrick. It's Jackson Austin with possession. Austin walks around the net. Looking for a lane. He'll stop up, put it into the corner. Adelstein. Cohen. Backhander up to the point. Shot comes through, deflected! And just squeaking free, and DeRosa got the touch on it first. Back at the point. Another save, Surrey. Rebound, Surrey keeps it out.
More dangerous opportunities for the Dogs. That rebound, too. Looked like it was almost a sure thing, but Surrey just so quick from post to post. And even from the top of the crease there, getting over to make a big-time save. We're approaching the halfway point of this period now. It's just about go time here for the Hawks, still down 1.
Shots are 9-3 here in this third period for Bellmore-Merrick. Face off one back. Swung around. And that one's kept in by Tepfer. Lee goes across to Papandrea. Papandrea gets a hack from Vitale. Can't get it through. Lee trying to pick it up. And instead it's Amax Vitale out of the zone. 2-on-2. Vitale. Little backhand toe drag out through the high slot. Net off once more.
Bulldogs had a good look there as well. Was coming in from the point was Harrison Naraki. Would have had some room to step in as well. Both teams kind of trading rushes up the ice here, but both teams doing great jobs as well defensively of forcing everything to the outside, kind of stifling the opponent at the blue line.
Left of Surrey. One to the wall by Robert Lee. It's going to be kept in by Vitale from the outside. That shot goes off the side of the net. McCotter trying to clear, taking away Luskoff. Vitale with a chance. He scores! Amax Vitale gives the Dogs a 2-goal lead. 7:48 to go.
Well, you said it, just about halfway through the period. And Vitale does it again. A great assist to get the Dogs on the board back in the first. Great effort by Anthony DiStefano trying to dive to get that block. For a moment, I thought he might have, but it looked like it fluttered a little bit. Beat Surrey. Huge goal for the Dogs. And now, still got a little bit of time, but it's almost getting to that point. Is this an insurmountable lead, especially for a team that's been here and done that like the Bulldogs?
Yeah, that one just squeaks through. And Plainview going to call their timeout here, Brady. Try to just reset the group, slow things down here, as this is the biggest deficit they've faced tonight. 4-2 lead for Bellmore-Merrick. A huge goal right there for Amax Vitale.
That is as big as they come. 3-2 lead. That happened late, fairly late in the second period. And we knew the next goal in this hockey game could very well decide it. We still got 7:48 left, but it's going to be a tough task here for the Hawks to come back. The Bulldogs got to be feeling it a bit after that one.
Yeah, this is going to be really crucial for the Hawks. This next shift, the most important for both sides in this game, as Bellmore-Merrick with a 2-goal advantage now after the goal from Amax Vitale and the timeout call by the Hawks. Their backs against the wall. They're going to look to battle back here. It only takes 2 shots, Brady, but they got to start generating some more offense. It's been all dogs really here in this third period.
Well, as expected, they go with the Lees and Papandrea here, their top line, to try and get things started.
And it's one back for Bellmore-Merrick. Tepfer forced low by Papandrea. DeRosa going to settle it at the red. All over him, though, is Gert to pass over for Robert Lee. Robert Lee chips it in, felt the pressure coming. It's Lucci with time and space up the wall. Knocked down by Lee. He takes a check, though. It pops for DeRosa. His shot blocked. Goes out of play. Naraki all over him there.
Bulldogs not giving the Hawks an inch here. Most of the time here in this third period, even late in the second, when it looks like they have an opportunity to get them to the net. Case in point right there, Naraki all over DeRosa for that shot attempt. Gets a stick on it. Making things pretty easy on their goaltender here as of late.
Behind the net, trying to force that turnover, Gindy. He'll put it out front for Winslow. Sweeping through Jackson Austin. He'll lead the rush out now. It's Austin, forced outside by DeRosa, and the puck settles it down. Splitting through, no shot. Second one does come through.
Well, now, especially after that latest goal from Vitale, Surrey's going to have to definitely go perfect here in the final 6:43. But if you're the Hawks, got to start spending a little bit more time down the other end.
That one going to come outside. That's right off the draw. I believe it was played with a high stick. .6:39 to go, clock ticking. Bellmore-Merrick looking to hold on with this 2-goal advantage. Vitale. It's Vitale who swings it back. Goes long, that comes off the skate of Luskoff. Luskoff has to delay now as the Dogs entered before the biscuit. Swings it for Carasquillo, red line, dumps it in. First to touch are the Dogs. Pasquariello out to the high slot. Vitale robbed with the glove hand by Judith Surrey.
Vitale there had a chance to pick his spot, looking for another point, another big goal to basically virtually put this game away, and had to have it save right there for Judith Surrey. Flashing the leather too, doing it in style.
Comes across as the Hawks control on the D-zone faceoff. Lee puts it around. Papandrea trying to get on the forecheck as Tepfer boxes him out and turns up ice with the puck. Swings it to Lucas Lucci. Over the blue line, Lucci with a shot, save made, rebound there. Unable to turn it to the cage, Gertler. That hits off the side of the net. Out front again, they score! With 5:31 remaining.
Punched.
Dogs still with the puck here. Lucci over the blue, sauces it across. Winslow will take it away, carry out, gains the red, and fires deep. Around the net of Legalia, Cohen trying to meet the puck. Didn't get there in time as Jasak played it out. Pops for Lucci. Lucci's going to wheel. Gets around Klarfeld. He's knocked down, and Klarfeld gonna get called for a penalty here. Stick got the skates. It's 2 for tripping, and Bellmore-Merrick back on the power play.
And a chance to salt this one away with a goal, at the very least. Run this down to about 3:03, and tough night for Klarfeld, his second penalty of the game. First one did lead to a goal, hoping his team could come up with a massive season-saving kill here. We'll see how aggressive the Hawks may get on the kill, too, with just 5 minutes left.
Power play begins. The Hawks do win the faceoff, and DeRosa's looking to get aggressive as we enter the final 5 minutes of regulation here. DeRosa driving in, forced to the corner by Goldman. He'll just leave it there. Just doing what he can to try to drain time, get back to 5-on-5 unscathed. A shorty would be great here for the Hawks, as it would make that mountain a little less steep once they return to even strength. But you can't go forcing it, Brady.
Gotta kind of pick your spots.
Coast to coast, save by Surrey.
Lucas Lucci finally on the board. It only takes one, and now he's feeling it. What a power move there to the net.
Around. For Naraki, he'll shoot. That's deflected. Taking Luskoff. He scores! Jordan Luskoff times 2 on the power play. 6-2 Dogs.
Jordan Luskoff, the final nail in the coffin. What a game he has had. Redirection there, gets his own rebound and pulls it to the backhand. And can't really miss from there. Top of the crease, wide open net. Gotta credit these Plainview-Old Bethpage Island Trees Hawks for taking this Bellmore-Merrick team all the way to about the halfway point of the third period or so, where it started to get a little bit out of hand, but in the end, the Bulldogs using their playoff experience, and they're looking to pull away here.
Yeah, like you said, that's just the perfect way to describe it. The playoff experience. And that's what became the difference maker once we got past the halfway point of the hockey game, is Surrey just trying to desperately cover this one up. The Dogs looking for more. We got past the halfway point, and that's where things kind of changed, is that playoff experience that the Dogs have under their belt. Not just here in the NYIHSHL, last year in the LIC, the last couple of seasons in states. The JV players that have come up that played in that undefeated team last season that won it all, they have the championship pedigree. And when it comes down to it, we still got 3:25 to go here, but that was certainly the biggest difference maker tonight.
Especially here in this third period, they really just kind of took it to the Hawks, tilted the ice, and were eventually able to break through Surrey a couple of times.
And truthfully, scoreline doesn't necessarily reflect how most of this game has been played. It's been a lot tighter than a 6-2 hockey game. Like you said, it's really this third period where Bellmore has been able to tilt the ice a bit. And as we keep saying, that playoff experience is where they've really been able to wear down these Hawks.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, the Hawks had 2 separate leads, 1-0 and 2-1. So they gave the Bulldogs everything they had.
It's been 5 unanswered here for Bellmore-Merrick, as Lucci toe drags onto his backhand. Can't get a shot through. DeRosa will stick this one away from him. He'll throw it back into the corner. Rolling around. Trying to find something here. Gertler gets it low for Goldman. To the point. That one comes through. It's blocked. Surrey trying to cover. He does.
Just about 2.5 left here, and the 1 seed going to move on. We'll have three teams in our semifinal round, and a big one coming up next. See if the Bethpage Eagles can take any inspiration from this Plainview team going up against the 2 seed in Long Beach, who of course was in this spot last year once again and met up with Bellmore-Merrick.
The Dogs, who won the draw, threw it deep. Still got 1 quarterfinal game to go. As DeRosa's shot, breadbasket save for Legalia. Bethpage and Long Beach to follow. 3, 4, And we're 221 away from the number 1 punching that ticket to Friday night.
Could be the top 4 seeds here, but a lot of credit to the lower seeds as well. So far, they've kept things pretty close. Even the shutouts last night, I mean, there were fairly tight hockey games, and it's just been, goaltending's been a big story here so far in this quarterfinal round.
Certainly. A lot of pressure right now on Daniel Lee as he'll cut through, unable to chip it past Noraki as he plugged up the boards. Noraki stops up. Surrey out to stop it. Comes around. Save made, rebound still free. Surrey trying to keep it out. They score! The last second poke, the Dogs get it over the line, and it's 7-2.
Just pouring it on here. I think it may have been Soria. We'll see who leads the line. And looks like Sempogna is going to lead the line. Either way, just hacking and whacking at it. And Surrey doing all he can. Practically took himself into the net with it. But the Dogs just too much around that crease area. Get another to put this one away.
Chipped in by Bellmore-Merrick. They continue on the offense here. $1:25 to go. Luskoff out front. One-timer, save made. As the Hawks have put netminder Daniel Moskowitz in for the remainder of this contest. Dished over. Moskowitz, the lone senior netminder, I believe, for this Hawks team. So he'll get to finish this game out for Plainview. Hooked out to the middle. Chance for Bellmore-Merrick, and they score again.
It's a hat trick. Looked like Luskoff again, I
think it's
believe.
going to be a hat trick for Luskoff.
Poor Moskowitz there thrown into the fire. Of course, giving him minutes here at the end, but this Bellmore-Merrick team just, once they start feeling it, once they start pushing, they are hard to stop here. And they get one more as the student section. Very pleased with their team's performance tonight. Starts to file out and prepare for the celebration before their team heads to Long Beach on Friday night.
Stefano over the blue line. Goldman takes it around the net. Plays it back for Carasquillo. Just 10 seconds to go. Bellmore-Merrick gonna eat this puck behind the net. Let time expire in this one. The Dogs with a dominant 8-2 win over the Hawks. They ran away with it in the third period, and we'll see them on Friday night down in Long Beach. The quest for the repeat continues, Brady.
Yeah, and for a moment there, it looked like, oh, will we have the repeat? Credit to this Plainview team coming in as the 8 seed, getting in through the play-in round and giving this Bellmore-Merrick team all they had. But in the end, the Dogs, they're hungry to go do it once again, and they have the firepower to do so. They have the goaltending to do so. They made some big defensive plays. I mean, they have it all. And no matter who they play in the next round, potentially the championship, potentially beyond that, I would not want to stare across the ice against the Bellmore-Merrick Bulldogs.
So the Dogs, being the number 1 seed, they'll get the lowest remaining seed. If Bethpage wins, it'll be the Eagles. If Long Beach wins, Bellmore-Merrick will be waiting a matchup with Syosset on Friday night. But like you said, great performance from Bellmore-Merrick. When things got tough, they dug deep, they found their game. But I mean, I don't think we can give enough praise and kudos to Plainview for the season that they had this year. Obviously, a big step up from winning 5 games in their first varsity season. They come back in year 2 and win the regular season title in Conference 2. They win in the play-in round to earn promotion to the Conference 1 for next season. And they played 30 minutes of really, really good hockey against the number 1 team in the county tonight.
Yeah, and they knew they were up against it tonight. You know, we said at the top of the broadcast, they got to feel a bit loose coming into this game. They know they're not expected to win. And what do they have to lose? Well, those first 30 minutes, at least, as you said, they gave the Dogs everything. They had 2 leads, had everyone, I think, kind of second-guessing maybe the potential outcome of this hockey game. But in the end, the playoff experience really proved to be vital for the Bulldogs. But this was a great hockey game.
It really was. And again, Plainview, not the result they wanted here in this quarterfinal, but a successful season for them and a lot to build on for next year as they move up to Conference 1 for the full 16 regular season. Bellmore-Merrick, the quest to repeat continues after securing the victory tonight over the Hawks 8-2. Don't go anywhere, fans. We have our post-game Player of the Game interview powered by Clean Hit Athletics coming up next. We're post-game live with our player of the game. He had a hat trick tonight in the 8-2 win for the Dogs over the Hawks. Jordan Luskoff repping the Clean Hit Athletics player of the game towel. Jordan, phenomenal performance for you, man. Just first, talks about what you were seeing out there, what led to your individual success to get the Hattie tonight.
I mean, my line mates were all over the puck tonight. You know, shout out to Wario and Anthony Max Vitale. I mean, we were just all over the puck. I mean, we just had to wear them down, and my guys got me the puck, and I just put it in the net. You know.
You guys, started off on the back foot a little bit. Hawks scored the first goal early. It took you a little while to find that tying one. Again, we got into the second. Hawks got the early one on the power play. But once you guys tied it up at 2-2, you didn't look back. You scored 7 straight goals to win this one 8-2. Just talk about kind of what Plainview brought out of the gate, which maybe you guys weren't expecting, and what you guys needed to do to adjust.
I mean, for sure. We had a little bit of a slow start, and they came out really hot. They were all over us, putting body on us and stuff, so props to them. They came out real hard, but we found a way to fight back like we always do, and we brought home the win.
And brought home a win indeed. You're the 3rd team here in the varsity division to punch that ticket to Friday's semifinal in Long Beach. We still don't know who your opponent is going to be, but I think knowing you guys, knowing Coach Braglia, you guys don't really think about your opponent. It's more you stay in your mindset and your game plan. What can you guys take from tonight into Friday's semifinal?
I mean, tonight I think we came out a little slow. So, Friday semifinal, we got to come out hard, bodies on pucks and everything, and just forecheck hard, like Coach says, and we got to put the first goal in. This game, they came out harder, they put the goal in before us, and we got to get the first one on Friday.
Jordan Luskoff, player of the game tonight for the Bellmore-Merrick Bulldogs. 3-goal performance for him, and Bellmore ran away with it in the third period over the Hawks. The number 1 seed punching their ticket to the semifinal on Friday as their quest to repeat continues. One more quarterfinal game tonight. Long Beach and Bethpage coming up next here on LIHSHL. Go anywhere. It's coming.